We're going to get directions from Hashem today on how to conquer Jericho, right? We were talking about that the Jewish people are nearby and they finally get the message from Hashem. So join me in today's Navi as we discuss this fascinating story as they get into Yericho. The Yericho Sogeres Umsugeres, verse 1, chapter 6. Yericho was locked up. One of the commentaries says it was locked from the inside and out. Somewhere says the wall was as thick as it was tall. You could not penetrate Jericho. Once you broke the walls, one of the commentators I saw said that it was an easy game, but they had such fortification. I think we learned somewhere that Jericho was like the beginning of the land. Like you could not get in, that they had to protect it at all costs. And the walls were the main way to protect the city of Jericho, to protect the city of Yericho. As Rashi says here, brings down from the commentary called the Targum, that there were iron gates reinforced with copper bolts. I guess at least the doors or area, there was very, very, very strong walls, impossible to get in. It was totally locked up, and not for a miracle. It's one of the commentaries. You'll see, well, we'll see in a minute. Hashem says to Joshua, Re'eh, look, see, I'm giving into your hands Jericho. I'm giving it over to you. Watch. That's Malko Giborei Achoil and its king, the mighty warriors. I'm giving them Jericho, the king, the warriors. I'm giving them over to you. How do I want you to conquer it? And here is the very specific directions that Hashem is giving Yeshua how to do it. You will circle the city. I want you to go around the city, right around the outer walls. All the people that are part of the war should join in, like the battalions should surround the wall, should surround the city. And we'll go around it, should go around it. One time, go a complete circle around the city. And that's what I want you to do for 6 days. Get everybody, the whole battalion, the warriors, the troops together. And for 6 days, one time a day, I want you to go and circle the city. And in addition to the army soldiers, the battalions, the Shiva Kohanim Yisu Shiva Shofars. You should have 7 Kohanim carrying 7 shofars. I guess each Kohen another shofar. Hayoivlim, they should be ram's horns specifically. The Fnei Aaron, and they are to walk in front of the ark. So the ark was there too. So for 6 days, you have 7 Kohanim, each carrying a shofar, so you had 7 shofars. And they're walking in front of the ark. And on the 7th day, after doing this for 6 days, circling to Soivos, in that single day of the 7th day, that one day, I want you to walk 7 times. On the 7th day, walk 7 times around the wall. And the Kohanim will blow, as he said, with their shofars. So 6 days, I want you to walk around once a day. On the 7th day, I want you to walk around 7 times. And it will be from Shoich to Keren Hayoiva. At the last blast, there'll be a very long note, just like we do a Tkiya Gdola, I guess, on Yom Kippur. On the last blast, and the 7 Kohanim blow this mighty long blow. And everybody hears those sounds of the shofar. The whole nation shall scream out a very loud scream. And miracle of miracles, he's going to say, is going to happen now. And the wall will fall down under itself. It will sink in its place. Not going to crumble to the side. Remember, the wall was as thick as it was tall. So you wouldn't be able to make it through. Hashem will make a miracle by quicksand. The walls will simply quicksand slip right under itself. Each negdai, and each man will go opposite himself and will go into the city. And that is the message that Hashem has for Yeshua. Now, by the way, to mention to you guys that what Hashem will not make a miracle like this with the rest of Israel. Hashem will only make a miracle like this, and this, literally miraculously, just take down the walls like in this way. Is, if I remember correctly, I wanted to mention this to you. I don't want to forget. I remember hearing this somewhere. Is that in general, Hashem wants to work with nature. I think in a JLI class we had a while ago. Hashem doesn't want to make just crazy miracles, like live life here, just everything's going to happen miraculously. Hashem wants people to work and fight wars, everything naturally. But once in a while, when necessary, when really necessary, Hashem will do a miracle. So to give us a Torah, Hashem did a major miracle. You don't need to have a miracle every day. I mean, every day is a miracle, but it's within nature. But an out-of-nature miracle is not common. So too here, Hashem was going to allow the people to go to war and fight normal, healthy, natural wars, not miraculous wars. But to start off, to show that it's really coming from Hashem and that Hashem is backing the war, Hashem is going to start with a bang and make a crazy, amazing miracle to show that it is coming from Hashem. So this great miracle is going to happen. Again, first they split the sea to get into the Jordan River, and now the walls will form. Yeshua, the son of Nun, calls the Kohanim. He has to tell them God's message. He says to them, carry the ark. Carry the ark. V'shiva Kohanim yisu shiva shofros, and then we have 7 Kohanim carrying 7 shofros, yovlim, from ram's horns. Fnei Aron Hashem, the Kohanim will go in front of the ark. So I guess, unlike we had in the past, the ark led the way. In front of the ark were 7 Kohanim. In front of the ark with the 7 shofars. And he says to the nation, Yeshua says to the people, go and circle the city. And in front of the, right, so we have the ark with the Kohanim, in front of them should go the armed soldiers. Who is he referring to? Remember that when Moshe made a deal with Reuven, Gad, and half of Manasseh, they were to go in the front, so they were all the way in the front of the battalion. So you had 2.5 tribes, I guess, armed to the teeth, or armed, fully armed, followed by the 7 Kohanim, followed by them will be the ark, and the rest of the soldiers will be behind the ark. He came with Yeshua La'am, and it was when Yeshua told the nation, V'shiva Kohanim Noisim Shiva Shofars, and the 7 Kohanim will carry the 7 shofars, Hayovim from ram's horns of Fnei Hashem in front of God, Ivru v'taku b'shofar v'arbis Hashem Melech alacharehem, and the gods are going after them. And the armed soldiers, the 2.5 tribes, went in front of the Kohanim, Tokia Shofars, in front of them. And who was in the back? The Ma'asef, Hoylech Achri Aron, and the tribe of the collectors, the back, the back to the army, you always have the last people. Hoylech were going in the back. Who were they? They're called the rear guard. They were always an interesting thing just about the way the Jews traveled in general. They were the Shevet Dan. You had the children of Dan who went in the back to collect whatever anybody lost, to help. Maybe if someone got lost, someone got hurt, or someone got tired or something. Maybe they were in the back to collect if anything happened to people in front of them. And they walked after the ark, and they went to blow with the shofars. Verse 10. And to the nation Yeshua commanded, don't say a word, make no sound. Your voice shouldn't be heard, you shouldn't shout. Nothing should come out of your mouth. Complete silence. Until the day that I tell you to scream and shout, that loud shout on the 7th day. That's the time that you're supposed to scream. And so it happened. They circled the city one time on the first day. At the end, I guess it was maybe a long walk. Everybody went around. And they went to sleep that night at the end of the first day. And you'll have to join us tomorrow to find out with the rest of the story.